The Rockets have one of the most underrated rosters and could be on the verge of exploding onto the scene this upcoming year with their young nucleus just yearning to break out. And still, no one is taking them as a threat. No, I mean, last year they went 41-41 on a stacked Western Conference, by the way. Barely missed the play-in tournament. They made babies, you know what I mean? They helped repopulate Mother Earth, you know what I mean? Which is always a good thing, you know what I mean? But looking at this team, their core players, they are all under 22 years old. And that is by Sengun, Jalen Green, and Jabari Smith Jr. And on top of that, they got really good veterans on that squad. I mean, they got Fred VanVleet, Jeff Green, Georgetown, if you know, you know. Steven Adams, who is finally coming back from his injury. I'm excited to see Steven Adams, dude. But he's going to come back and fill in that backup hole center in the Rockets that has been plaguing them since the Reagan era. And I mean, I guess they got Dylan Brooks. Dark matter Dylan Brooks, you know what I mean? I'm not sure if he's a veteran dude, you know what I mean? I think he's more of a, maybe he's a Vietnam veteran. But those three enough. Fred VanVleet, Jeff Green, and Steven Adams. That's all the leadership you need. And on top of that, the Rockets in their 10-man rotation, 7 of those players could be 23 years old or younger. Let that sink in, please. Like, what? Like, what is this Chuck E. Cheese ass lineup?
Let's go, fans. Heidi Rockets.
Before I go off the rails and begin to glaze the Rockets for this upcoming season, welcome to the Dirty Bucket. My name is Alfonso Rose, certified Sengun lover. I took the online course, dude. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I would truly appreciate it. Alright, let's get on with the video. So what is the #1 priority in a true rebuild besides getting, you know, promising draft prospects? Leadership. Stemming from the coaching staff and then also veterans in the squad. Someone needs to put these young pups in their place and teach them the ropes. And the Rockets have that. Fred VanVleet himself, who was a prize free agent acquisition last year, he had a fine season. I mean, he averaged 17.4 points, 8.1 assists, all while shooting 39% from the 3 and 41% from the field. And he's also a starting point guard. And then also on the flip side, I mean, dark matter himself, Dylan Brooks, he also had a fine season for the Rockets. I mean, he mostly came in for defensive help because the Rockets before then were one of the worst defensive teams. But he averaged 12.7 points, 3.4 rebounds while shooting 36% from the 3. Respectable, you know what I mean? But it was after starting the season 27-35 that this team did a complete 360, dude. They ended up finishing the season 14-6, all while going on an impressive 11-game winning streak during that stretch. Jalen Green played out of his mind during the streak and I guess possibly cemented himself as the future of this franchise, alongside obviously Alperen Sengun. But mind you, earlier in the year, we gotta be honest here, dude, Jalen Green was not playing. He was like, you know, his play was like, you know, you ask him, how was your play? He was like, you know, it got to the point that the Rockets, I mean, there were rumors that the Rockets may even trade him before this impressive stretch to their end of the season. And this man did a complete 360, dude, and showed the Rockets and buffoons like me why he was drafted #2 overall in the NBA draft. And, you know, we all know that he became a father, and then fatherhood activity kicked in. And this man hasn't been the same since. I'm actually happy for him, dude. Like, I mean, look, here's a complete timeline of his freaking play.
Flashback. A few inches later.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Playing basketball
all around the world.
I ain't never ever seen you act like this before. You getting buckets. How you feel?
During the 11-game win streak, Jalen Green averaged 30.2 points, 6.7 rebounds, 4.1 assists, while shooting 45% from the 3 and 50% from the field. Outside of that win streak, he averaged 19.6 points, 5.2 rebounds, 3.5 assists on 33% from the 3. Mind you, the big discrepancy there is the 3-point percentage, but I'll get to that later. I'm actually really happy for Jalen. I was a big fan. I'm not going to lie. I'm a big fan of Jalen. This is an upcoming crucial year for him because he's entering the final year of his contract. And then we head over to my boy, Sengun. I don't know if I said his name correctly, dude.
Not bad. You have some homework to do.
But Alperen Sengun impressed on his way to average 21.1 points, 9.3 rebounds, 5 assists as a center, 1.2 steals, while shooting 53% from the field and 30% from deep. It was his breakout performance for the 2021 first-round draft pick, and honestly, it just seemed like his arrival on the impact of the game. Granted, we did see him go down towards the later end of the season, and we saw Jalen pretty much take over the team, but I'll get to that later as well. Sengun right now, in my opinion, dude, he's probably the closest thing to Jokic. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's close. He's the closest thing. So, Jokic voters, calm your pecs. And then we go over to Jabari Smith Jr., another high draft pick from the Rockets. The 6'11 power forward has been solid throughout his career with averages of 13.3 points per game, 7.6 rebounds per game on 33% from the three. But also, mind you, he has been providing stellar interior defense, and he was instrumental in the Rockets' defensive success, along with Dillon Brooks, last year. He would be a great addition to anybody for a stretch four, and the kid is only 22 years old. And then we got young bucks like freaking Amen Thompson. Amen. You know what I mean? Cam Whitmore, who showed he can score at will, at any time. You know what I mean? The Rockets had a string of draft picks of top 5 lucky ass wipes. I'll get to that later, dude. I'm going to get to everything later, dude. I'll get to my freaking sanity later, too. But Amen Thompson, one of the most gifted athletes to ever join the league. Then they got Cam Whitmore, and then they flipped over. And they got freaking Reed Shepherd, a guy who freaking dominated in the Summer League. I don't know, it's just Summer League, but I'm just saying, he performed at a top tier level in the Summer League. Reed Shepherd, who is one of the most exciting players in his draft class. He shot 52% from the three in his lone year at Kentucky, which is better than anybody who has ever seen in college basketball. One of the Rockets' biggest struggles last season was their three-point shooting. And the addition of Shepherd should improve this. The Rockets finished last year 23rd in three-point percentage. So hopefully Shepherd comes in and at least raises that a bit, maybe to league average. But also Shepherd is an underrated defensive player as he has averaged 2.5 steals and also 0.7 blocks per game. He did this while being his little minuscule 6'2", 6'3", I don't know, dude. We need a freaking, there's a lot of conspiracy theories on his freaking height. But he did this while playing 29 minutes per game. That's an impressive number for his size. So I really like this fit and pick for the Houston Rockets. I think this is a match made in heaven for them, especially in this perceived weak draft class. But for now, Reed Shepherd, among the rest of the young pups, they will look to help Houston Rockets, make the playoffs for the first time since 2019-2020. And now, taking a quick look at this possible 10-man rotation, dude. I like taking quick looks. And Rockets fans, please correct my ass in the comment section if I'm wrong. But this is a possible 10-man rotation. Possible, not the cemented in stone. They could have Fred VanVleet starting at the point guard, Jalen Green at the 2, Dillon Brooks at the 3, Jabari Smith Jr. at the 4, Alperen Sengun at the 5. Then their second-man rotation. All of them, besides Steven Adams, is 23 or younger. Amen Thompson at backup, Reed Shepherd backup 2, Cam Whitmore backup 3, Tari Eason, a guy who a lot of people forget, backup 4, and then Steven Adams at the backup 5. They also got guys like Aaron Holiday and Jeff Green out there, Jock Landale, guys, who are, deep in their rotation, but this could be their 10-man rotation. 7 of those players could be 23 or younger. And as a tormented Wizards fan, dude, their second unit could possibly take my Wizards' first unit to double overtime. They can take us to double overtime. The rich getting richer. You know what I mean? Eat the rich. No. We don't promote cannibalism here at the Dirty Bucket. But this is like, a dream scenario for a young tormented Wizards fan. Old tormented Wizards fan. To see where the Wizards can be in a couple years down the road. High quality draft picks with promising upside, surrounded by veterans like Jeff Green, Steven Adams, Fred VanVleet, Ime Udoka as the head coach. Perfect atmosphere. I'm supremely jealous, but at the same time, I'm not wishing any freaking harm towards Houston. I love underdog stories, and I truly hope Houston breaks out and puts the West on notice. But like I said, it's the West. So that's another thing that's really hard because the West is extremely stacked. But I can see Houston slipping by as a number 7 or 8 seed. And that win in itself will be extremely impressive feat. putting them in the East, the Rockets will be like top 5, in my opinion. Top 5, maybe even top 4, dude, depending on how Sengun and Jalen Green produce. But after all of that, there is a possibility that the Rockets blow up this team. You know what I mean? I mean, well, they got a lot of contract issues going on right now. They got to pay Sengun. They got to pay Jalen Green. You know, Jabari Smith Jr. soon. In my opinion, I will keep this team the way it is. You know, see what they can do. Give them a couple years. Give them a year. But to end things, I'm jealous. Seeing Reed Chipper play, and then seeing my boy Alex Sarr play. Alex Sarr lowered the life expectancy of some of my fellow tormented Wizards fans.
His left hip and finish at the cup. Sarr with the knew what he had, and he's found a lot of guys like that. And
jealous and also rooting for the Rockets. I'm rooting for the Rockets. I love underdogs, dude. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Where do you think the Rockets could be placing next season? I think 7 or 8 seed is not that far-fetched. But yeah, thank you for watching the Dirty Buckets. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I would truly, truly appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next report. Peace, yo.
Heidi Rockets.